Remember when a dollar could actually buy you a full meal? Or when the gas prices didn't make your jaw drop every time that you filled up? What if I told you that something invisible, something you can't see, but definitely feel, is consistently eating away your hard-earned money? This thing's called inflation, and it is the silent killer of your wealth. But don't worry, because today, we're not just exposing the enemy, we're giving you the ultimate strategy to fight back. What's up for my YouTube viewers out there? I'm Jonah. Today we are tackling a topic that affects every single one of us, whether we realize it or not. It is inflation. It's that sneaky force that just makes everything more expensive over time, eroding your purchasing power. But once you understand it, you can develop a powerful defense. Can't get rid of it, but we can play defense. So, what exactly is inflation? In simple terms, it's the rate at which the general level of prices for goods and services are rising, and consequently, the purchasing power of currency, your money, is falling. Basically put, your dollar buys less today than it did yesterday. Think about it for a second. In 1980, this is 45 years ago, the average cost for a house was $76,000 in America. Today, 2025, the average cost for a house is $440,000. Let me help you. That is almost 6 times what it was 40 years ago, 45 years ago. Part of that is just inflation at work. It's not necessarily at all that the house is worth more. It's just that your dollar buys less of it. So there's a legendary economist out there. His name's Milton Friedman, and he said once, inflation is just taxation without any legislation. It's a hidden tax on your savings, slowly but surely taking value away from your money. Inflation is a normal part of economic cycles, but when it runs too high, it just becomes a super serious threat to your financial stability. It makes everything from your daily coffee to your retirement savings just less valuable over time. So we've got to get real about how inflation actually impacts your wallet most, because like I mentioned before, we absolutely do get upset if the price of coffee goes up, but then we just make the coffee at home, right? So personally, I don't actually think it's so much about the higher prices at the pump or the higher prices at the grocery store. I think the impact is actually felt most indirectly on things like savings. Let me explain. If your savings account is earning, let's say 1%, so go to your bank, look it up, right? A lot of banks are 0.0 something. Maybe you've got a high yield savings account that's at 1 or higher than that. But if you've got a savings account that's earning like 1%, but inflation is currently running at 3%, you're actually losing 2% of your purchasing power every single year. The money that you have, that you've earned, is literally shrinking in value. Warren Buffett said this once, and it's a little convoluted, but I'll jump into it. The arithmetic makes it plain that inflation is far more a devastating tax than anything that has been enacted by our legislatures. The inflation tax has a fantastic ability to simply consume capital. Basically put, if your money is just sitting there, it is being eaten alive. Logically, after we talk about savings, we've got to mention investments, right? And while some investments can outpace inflation, others, particularly fixed income assets like traditional bonds, could very possibly suffer. You need strategies that not only grow your money, but grow it faster than inflation. And what about your debts? For things like fixed rate debts, like a mortgage, inflation can actually make your payments feel smaller over time just because the value of your dollar that you're paying back is less. But if you've got variable rate debts, like credit cards, rising interest rates, often they do that because it's a response to inflation, they can make your debt way more crushing. It just feels so bad. So how do you fight the invisible enemy? How do you just make it, right? And it's not just about surviving even. We want to thrive in this inflationary environment. What do you do? I think you actually just need a system that allows your money to work harder for you, that keeps pace with or even outpaces the rising costs. And you especially want a system where you control it. You don't want someone to be able to change the rules. And this is where the save and spend system shines. The save and spend system isn't just about saving money. That's just one of the words. It's also about making your money resilient against inflation. So it involves building this fortress where your capital you earn, you can place there, can grow consistently, safely, but remain accessible for your needs. So that's the spend part. You can get access to it. So imagine this system where your money is actually always working for you. It's earning competitive returns, even when you need access to it. You can use it. A system where you become the primary beneficiary and the financial transactions you undertake, rather than you always just pay interest to the third parties, to the banks, to the credit unions. A system that puts you in the driver's seat, allowing you to bypass traditional lending systems for certain expenses. And instead, you can just borrow the money from yourself, from your own growing pool of capital. And if you pay yourself back, or when you pay yourself back, you're not losing money to the interest. You're not just giving it up. You're replenishing and growing your own financial capital, your reservoir. This system is about having a place where your money is compounding, building substantial cash value that can be accessed for whatever you like. Or you can just simply navigate the inflationary periods without depleting your savings and taking on a bunch of extra debt. Beyond understanding the save and spend system, what else can you do to combat inflation? See, that's what this system can do for you. We've actually got a full video on exactly how the system works, and I'm going to link it in the description of the video. Let me wrap up. Some things to consider. One, I think that you should invest in assets that outpace inflation. For savings, you should maybe focus on non-traditional methods. I recently made a video, you can find it on our channel, and maybe I'll put a link up here for you, about 5 weird savings accounts that you probably didn't know existed. You should look it up. For investments, I think it often includes like real estate, other commodities. I think diversification is key there. 2, I think you should focus on increasing your income. So I don't know if it's career advancement, I don't know if it's go get a side hustle, I don't know if it's develop your skills better so you can provide more, but I do know that growing your income is crucial to maintaining your purchasing power and beating inflation. The third thing, I think you should be really strategic with your debt. I think you should prioritize paying off high interest or variable debt, and if you've got fixed rate debt, I think you should just consider how inflation impacts that burden. I think you should also evaluate your spending and your budget. When we have inflationary environments, which is where we are right now at the time that I'm making this video, every single dollar counts. So I think that you should identify where you can cut back, but don't sacrifice quality of life. That's most important. And lastly, I think that if you want to learn more, then just click the link in the description and you can learn how the save and spend system is a cornerstone of your anti-inflation strategy. And I've got a bunch of videos and a bunch of resources that maybe you're ready for, and you can dive deeper into learning how this works and help you implement it in your life. So here's what I think. Inflation is absolutely a reality, but it doesn't have to be your financial downfall. By understanding its impact and adopting proactive strategies, especially by implementing the save and spend system, you can protect wealth, you can grow assets, you can secure your financial future. I don't think that you should let your hard-earned money just slowly start disappearing, right? It's like a leak in a bucket. Take control, be informed, be strategic, and remember, the power to preserve and grow your wealth is truly in your hands. If this video opened your eyes on the realities of inflation and empowered you to do something about it, hit the like button, subscribe to the Banking Bros channel for more financial insights. Ring the notification bell too, you'll be notified anytime we drop a video. And until next time, peace.